Hello, poor people. How are you today? Tonight's discussion is going to be very interesting. We are going to discuss chaos. This is a very interesting subject because it's inevitable. Faced with circumstances like this, the best you can do is to plan for it. As a businessman who is successful, or as someone who aspires to one day become successful, you need to listen. Listen to this teaching. Else, you would attract people that becomes the beginning of the end. Because in moments of chaos, that's when we are most vulnerable. We seek help any and anywhere. In the presence of pain, anything makes sense. When your mother is in the ICU and there's some job to do something against your values for the solution, guess what you're going to do? Exactly. So tonight's teaching will not only teach you how to navigate moments of chaos, but to also keep your guard up to avoid attracting people who fall into the various categories. So there are three kinds of people you attract in the moment of chaos. The first are opportunists. There are people today who see your pain as a platform to network. In fact, these opportunists, they are segmented into various categories. There are ones who see the pain as an avenue to network. There are some who see it as a platform to increase their social standing. I recall a businessman who lost a loved one. I think his fiance or so. Of course, he had a lot of friends around him trying to console. And I stood up. I said, it's not nice for someone as prominent as this man to be an object of sympathy. So let everyone say their wishes. Let no one present some kind of cash gifts. Look at the person we are discussing. Plus, it's not a celebration of life. His mother did not pass. We are talking his fiance here. This is someone close to his heart. Any kind of cash gift would be an insult to the situation. So once you're done paying your respects, please do well to leave so other people can see him. Immediately I left, all the businessmen who nodded their head in agreement refused to. So there was this guy who brought up business and was trying to get the man to do something for him at that state. So some minutes later, as I recount perfectly, the story was shared. He said something negative about those guys when they left, and that was how they lost access till date. So in moments of chaos, please understand, nobody gives a shit about your emotions. There are very few people who care about what you're going through. We then move to the second one, which is individuals. Still under the first category, people who see your pain as an avenue to aggrandize their social standing. Say, for instance, when the president dies, it's most likely the burial is privy to close associates. So if you manage to smuggle yourself in that gathering, you're seen as high status. I had no idea what people used to do when they find themselves in the midst of billionaires and trillionaires trying their best to take pictures until it got to be that by increasing your social standing, it makes victims more susceptible to your scams. Because as a transformed individual, I used to sustain this wrong belief that everybody thoughts like me. Just because you posed around with some billionaire doesn't give credibility to what you're offering. If you're giving me 5% monthly, it's an unsustainable business. Even the stock market on a good day returns 10. So you're better than the stock market. Is that what you're trying to tell me? What do you invest in? I do not give a shit what billionaire you stand behind. In fact, if you gather all the top individuals the president was accompanied by to China in one frame and try and convince me of a business I deem a scam or of a business that sounds sketchy, I refuse to invest. Unfortunately, most people don't think like that. They are accustomed to familiar faces. It was until I entered the realm of business and I discovered there are people scammed millions every single day through this kind of schemes. So that's the first people you would attract in your time of chaos, opportunists, solely there to find what they can benefit from that painful situation. I want you to sustain this consciousness before you leave. The world doesn't give a shit about morality. It's religion and Christian circles that's indoctrinated us. You have to be moral, disciplined, you have to be a nice guy in order to achieve success. Let me make it clear. There are stupid people with money, there are wicked people with money, there are evil people with money. Morality doesn't guarantee success. It doesn't. We have this stupid idea because we are nice, because we are good, somehow wealth is owed to us because of all of these virtues. Unfortunately, I'm here to break it up to you. Life doesn't work that way. Life is very objective. You can be ugly, stinking, the deck stacked against you, all kinds of moral decadence. But if you do the work, if you subscribe to the principles that brings wealth, guess what? Exactly. So wealth is not a moral argument. Sustain this consciousness that you have to do something or be something or act a certain way to get wealth. It's a very objective statement. However, I'm not trying to encourage the disdain for Christian ethics or moral principles. No, all of those is what helps preserve the wealth because acquisition is the easiest path to attaining success. The retenance is where the trouble is. The Bible says strong men retain wealth. Strong men retain wealth. History is replete with stories of grace to grass, people who were here and fell. To sustain that consciousness, morality doesn't guarantee success. So the second kind of people you would attract are haters. In moment of chaos, I label them as haters by default. This subset of people have made it their business to bring you down with words, actions, or any kind of statement. They are the people who would misconstrue your sentence in an attempt to paint a narrative. They don't give a shit about the truth. For the sake of time, As always, my friends, a pleasure speaking to you. I'll see you in the next one.